Just get rid of that dandruff.
Yeah. We've got a check in the black shirt, haven't you? Hello and welcome to your latest Blood Red Agenda. I'm your host, Sam Carroll, and today I am joined by Theo Squires in the hot seat with Paul Gorst and Ian Doyle, currently still in Genk, and definitely not Ghent, where two unfortunate Liverpool fans found themselves last night after apparently misreading the ticket. So if you are watching, lads, check your ticket next time. Have you ever went to the wrong place for a game, Theo?
I've had a sat-nav take us to an old ground. I can't remember which one, but it took us to the old ground that had closed down. But obviously, when you're at your cities, it's only like 10 minutes down the road, so it wasn't too bad.
Definitely not. Different cities. Obviously, you can subscribe. There should be a little button somewhere here to the Blood Red channel for
Very
more
fancy
of this content. Hopefully, they just put it there where my fingers are. And today, our topic is going to be a little bit on Liverpool's midfield. A lot of talking points have cropped up this week. Only one place to start. Probably the man who was back last night with two good goals. One, a phenomenal goal even, with the outside of his boot. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Where do you see him fitting into this midfield? And is this part of Klopp's evolution at Liverpool? Does this midfield now move on?
I think it's quite telling that he's gone for Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the game where he can't have Trent Alexander-Arnold. So it's like that was the Liverpool attack before the fullbacks really pushed on. So it gives them the options there. And it's the player Liverpool fans saw before he picked up the injury. And there's always that excitement there about Oxlade-Chamberlain. And then it's, maybe he's just this stopgap until Naby Keita comes in. So you think when Klopp's been targeting these players for so long and now he's got them available, it's like, who is actually in his first choice midfield? Because I think we can all agree that whilst the fans do want the midfield three that started last night, it's a FIFA midfield three. It's a Football Manager one. It's not when you do in real life. It is two attacking. Like Fabinho had to work very hard last night, and whilst they got the win, it's not one you can really see very often. So then you got that competition there. Who's going to win this battle between Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain? And both of them did great yesterday. Obviously, Keita didn't get the goals, but he's feeling his way in. There's always been that excitement about him, that hype about him. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, you just know what you get from him. He's just so good running with the ball. And he's been promising a goal like that for a while, hasn't he? Like, he had a couple at Old Trafford where he's gone close. And that second one, you don't do that in the Champions League. It's such a good finish.
And obviously then Naby Keita as well, also starting his first game. His first game since the Barcelona game, would that be?
No, did he start at
Dons? MK Dons, okay.
First Champions League game since
the Barcelona game. First Champions League since the Barcelona game. Shows you there. I think I remember that MK Dons one. What did you make of Naby's performance?
Yeah, he was
a little shoulder in the first few seconds, a little shoulder touch.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? He's always he's got something different about him there. And like Oxlade-Chamberlain, they bring something else to the team. He's another one where you get the ball at his feet, and it's not the same as, say, the workhorses that you're going to get with James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson. And it's good to see him get 90 minutes, because I can't remember how many games he has, but he's not had many at all, because he's always got these injuries at the wrong moment. So yeah, he tired a bit as the game went on, but for him to get that, good win, it's a confidence boost for him. And we're probably going to see him getting more and more chances now as we head towards this, I say Christmas period, it's like 2 months off still. But you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be all these, you've got the League Cup games coming up, like Arsenal, you'd expect him to start in that one.
Yeah.
You've got the FIFA Club World Cup in December as well. So there are opportunities there for the midfielders to stake their claims. And maybe this is the time we'll start seeing the real Naby Keita, because he's promised a few times and then got injuries at the wrong time. Like we saw last year, he got a few goals in a row, and he scored at Southampton, scored in the Champions League against Porto, Huddersfield, and then you think, he's arrived. Breaks down against Barcelona.
Yeah. And obviously, James Milner this week kind of spoke out on his Liverpool contract and said something gets sorted. He hopes something gets sorted sooner rather than later. Are you pro giving Milner a new deal?
I'd give him another year, but with Milner, I think there's that growing acceptance there. He probably wants to go back to Leeds United. Like, if they were in the Premier League, you wouldn't begrudge him that at all, would you? If he wants to say, I want to go back to Leeds, you go, yeah, go. Pop's done it before. He's like, let Lucas go to Lazio, he let Ragnar Klavan go to Italy as well. When you've got these experienced players that have done so much to the cause and they want to go and play, he's got no trouble saying, fine, we'd like to keep you, but we can understand your reasons why if the right offer comes in. And Leeds United will probably be the offer for Milner, but he's still offering so much now. He's 33, 34. He's just doesn't slow down. Like we see every pre-season, he goes and wins all those running challenges, doesn't he? Still the fittest player in the squad. And he's one of those where you know what you get from him. And he delivers time and time again. So it will probably be a case of he chooses when he leaves Liverpool, because you can't see his legs going away anytime soon.
Would he be a difficult man to replace? Obviously, he can operate across the midfield, but also, as he's shown, the last couple of seasons at right back and left back.
Saw that last night.
You saw that right there.
Yeah, it's always difficult to replace a versatile player like that. I think there's that excitement there about Marco Grujic at the moment, isn't there? Because you think, oh, he's actually stepping up in Germany. He'll be that Milner replacement, but you're not going to see him fill in a fullback.
Yeah.
So when you've got like Joe Gomez, another player who's having to fill in a position is not really his strongest, it shows where Klopp will need to strengthen his squad in the future. But it's more not where he can fill in on the pitch. It's Milner's experience. It's his professionalism, what he brings to that squad. Like, you've seen all these great teams over the years, they've always had that elder statesman, don't they, in the squad that can bring them that little bit more. He's been there, he's done that, he's won the Premier League before, he's got the Champions League medal now, like the rest of the squad, granted, but you need that sort of player. Like, you think the great Liverpool players from like even yesteryear, if we're going back to Steven Gerrard when he first came through into the team, the players he credits most are like the Jamie Redknapps, the Gary McAllisters. That's why McAllister's with him at Rangers as assistant manager. And you've got any young Liverpool midfielder coming into this team, they'll need a James Milner there to put their arm around him, give him that guidance. And if he goes, you need someone else to do that role.
And then obviously moving on then to Jordan Henderson, and he missed out of the starting lineup yesterday. Would you be worried if you Hendo? I mean, a few months off winning the Champions League, and now you've got Keita and you've got Chamberlain both pushing for your place. Or do you think the way Jurgen Klopp's system is, there'll always be a place on the whole for Jordan Henderson?
There was, until Fabinho made the position his own as the holding mid. I think the holding mid, that one is nailed down, and you can't have any complaints. Fabinho is the man who is the first name in that midfield. Jordan Henderson, he's not really picked up where you wanted him to push on from last year. Like, we saw him getting goals and assists, and he was looking really exciting, bombing forward, impressed when he had the opportunity with England as well. It's not quite happening for him now. Whether that's because Jurgen Klopp wants his midfield to be a bit more conservative, like they're not playing at the best, and that does sometimes come from the engine room. But then it's like one of those where you're not going to... I don't think we're going to see Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the midfield together very often. So it is a case of maybe one of those two and then one of Wijnaldum and Henderson. Yeah. The only advantage they've got is Wijnaldum and Henderson can play together. And then you've always got the debate of how come Wijnaldum can't replicate his Netherlands form. Yeah. So Henderson, he's never had that ability to go and get like 10 goals in a season. He had one when he was doing box to box under Rodgers, he was showing it, and it's not quite the same under Klopp now. As he's got older, as he's matured, he's adapted to that role, whereas Wijnaldum can offer a bit more there. So he's got to find his role in this midfield, and it's like Milner again. He's a leader, isn't he? That's why he's got the armband. He's got that experience. That's what he brings to the team. But he does need to pick up his performances here. But that's what Klopp wants. He's got this strong competition for places. It's why he signed all these players. They're supposed to be pushing each other on. And now the battle commences. Do
you think then, just to finish with Adam Lallana scoring against Manchester United last weekend, is this the healthiest looking Jurgen Klopp's ever had a midfield at Liverpool? He's got all his kind of options available to him, and everyone seems to be coming into some good form.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's almost been in a position at times where he can't win, because even though you've got all these players that are there, you've got the names, and that's a good player, that's a good option off the bench, and we saw it at Old Trafford, there's always that doubt that, if Salah's injured, Liverpool can't do it. Or they've had players missing, and there's always been those complaints about Adam Lallana. There's been the doubts whether Naby Keita can sell in. Henderson's always had his critics, but now they are pretty much all delivering. Like, granted, there's been a bit of a slump with Henderson. Gino Wijnaldum's not at his best compared to last year, but James Milner, like, he's stepped up. He's been counted this season. Yeah. The penalty against Leicester, he seems to just keep on going. Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, obviously, they want the opportunity. They've been on the sidelines, they've been frustrated, and there's something to prove there. So it's a great time to be in this Liverpool midfield. We've just done that at the wrong time there, haven't we?
Well, I think that's a pretty good. Pretty good place to end. Anyway, thank you very much for joining myself and Theo Squires. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join us over on the Liverpool Echo website. Thank you very much.